Sir, this is a privilege to have this opportunity for me to move this motion. I thank the chair, the leadership of my party, my leader in the House for allowing me to move this motion. Sir, let us revisit what the president said in the second paragraph of his speech. What he says, I think, very aptly summarizes what metrics are needed to work for India. He says that an aspirational India is emerging, an India that demands more opportunities, greater choices, better infrastructure, and enhanced safety and security. Our youth, our greatest national asset, are a confident and courageous lot. I have no doubt that their passion, energy, and enterprise will take India to new heights. Sir, there is pretty much what we need to address today. All of us are taking cognizance of the fact that we have the youngest population in the world. India is a young nation today with its assets of youth. We need to address their aspirations as continuance of how India would evolve. Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, India is admired in many ways. There are democracies across the world, but do all democracies define their freedom in the same way that India does? Not at all. India is respected and admired for the liberal democracy that we practice. It is this liberal democracy that allows us to protest. It is this liberal democracy that allows us to pray and celebrate our festivals, survive our famines, and work together. India has this tremendous fabric of liberal democracy that allows civilians to get what they should be in the active system. Is it enough for us to just have political and civil liberties? Yes, after freedom, we have addressed those issues. We have put in building blocks of growth and development. But the time has come for us to change. Are we, as a parliament, as a nation, ready to make that change? It would mean that we have to change our mindsets. It would mean that we have to put all our energies for us to be able to struggle the two generations. It would mean we have to reinvent ourselves to be relevant to the youth and the nation today, that young people should believe in us and the parliamentary democracy, that we are capable of making that quantum leap into the future. To get back to the future, we need to also enjoy the liberalization of economics. Why do we shy away from economics? Why do we relegate it to the finance ministry? Why do we put it into the dusty old reports which don't translate into what it should be? Why do we oppose it tooth and nail every time we bring up the word economics in the governance? Can we live with just social and political means and not address the liberal systems and liberal economics? Unless you liberalize here, unless you move forward, we are not going to be relevant to the youth of this country and hence to the world. India is today first amongst equals, and it is our compulsion and our need of the hour that we should allow India to build a productive, competitive, and open economy in order to give every Indian a greater chance of prosperity. How dare we assure and usurp that authority to say no because of our dogged political stands and because of which we are out of synchronization. We will impose these limits on open economic liberal policies. We will hold back generations from making that quantum leap. Sir, Today we speak in the backdrop of very difficult times. It is extremely difficult, and there lies the chance. What happens to that chance? Prosperity that every Indian is entitled to. The challenge is to manage the change. We have to make the change and manage it so that we keep the gains coming. The profits must devolve to the people. Sir, we go through this rough economic atmosphere which is prevailing over the country and over the world today. It is a global phenomenon. It is nothing that we can deny and live in India today. We are witness to history. Let us rewind a little bit to go back to the past. It was Congress government at the center that had actually put in the building blocks. It was very Prime Minister who, in his avatar as Finance Minister, set up the building blocks, but at whom many people raise their fingers and accuse him of many things. I don't remember many people lauding him. He opened up and took that leap into liberalization, and he scrapped the licensing. He opened up for traders and investors. The service industry thrived. The investors flocked to India, and they still look at India with a lot of hope. Can we deny that we have world class companies today in this country, and that internationally people come to woo Indian investors to come to their country? Can we deny that Indians who have had education in the much criticized government schools and government institutions are the people who are working in NASA, who run UK's medical services, who contribute to America's wealth? Can we deny that these are the people who have left the shores of this country after having benefited from this nation and the principle that were laid by the Congress party? Can we deny that economy boomed, literacy soared, Indians live longer than ever before, and incomes rose? We can't deny these. We These are factual truths, and people aspired. We complained about people moving out from rural areas to urban migration. It is a aspirational India that moves out of rural economies into urban fantasies. They want to have that slice of the pie which they are entitled to. When we first look at India's economy, you will see that we first integrated woefully with the rest of the world. That was relevant at that time. We needed to move and integrate ourselves with international standards so that India would benefit, so that people would be able to get the economic reforms which were initiated by the Congress in 1991.